If you have pain during exercises like squats or deadlifts that never seems to go away, what you'll often find prescribed on social media is a battery of mobility and flexibility exercises designed to get you out of this pain. Sounds good, right? Believe me, no one loves a mobility exercise more than me. You know, something like a good quad stretch before you do squats can really help your squat depth, or you know, something like a Jefferson curl after you do a deadlift just really makes your back feel good, and I think will keep your back protected over the long run. But you need to make sure you're doing the exercises right in the first place. So that's what this video is about. I used to fuck up my back all the time in the gym. I mean, whether it was my back, my shoulder, my knee, I always seemed to injure myself in the gym. I could never figure out why. And you know, I've heard people talk about this concept of being a movement overthinker. So, you know, just someone who just overthinks the shit out of everything. And that's what I was, because I really like to get into the weeds with stuff. I would see all the different ways that people taught these movements like squats and deadlifts, and I try to apply all those cues at once. And you know, it just becomes too much in your head and you're trying to do 10 different things at once. And then you end up like doing the exercise wrong and you have no idea what you're doing. So the solution for me has been dumbing things way down, just really simplifying stuff. And I found out that the best cues work on pretty much every exercise. So there's pretty much only 3 things I think about now when I'm doing squats, deadlifts, bench, overhead press, like really most exercises that keep me pain-free and able to progress week to week and, you know, feeling strong and having fun in the gym, which is like the whole point of what I want to do with the gym, because that's, you know, it's one of my favorite hobbies and I really love doing it. So I'd like to be able to do it and not have back pain all the time. Number 1 is take a full inhale during the eccentric of the movement, which is the lowering phase, and a full exhale on the concentric. Sounds super simple, but a lot of people overthink this. You know, I don't want you breathing into your belly or anything like that, because I mean, it doesn't really make any sense. Like your lungs are in your chest, they're not in your belly. So just take a nice inhale into the chest, or you can even think about it like into the diaphragm, and just do that like a robot. Just keep repeating that breathing pattern during every single rep and you're gonna be much better for it. Number 2 is keep a long spine during pretty much all exercises. This is such a good cue because it automatically puts you into a nice neutral posture where your head is stacked over your rib cage, which is stacked over your hips, which is stacked over your feet, which is a requirement for, you know, so many exercises, right? And then number 3, keep even foot pressure when you're lifting. So if you ever feel like one side kind of maybe works a little bit more than the other in like a squat or a deadlift or something like that, you're probably leaning too much to one side. So, you know, it can be helpful to kind of, you know, take a stance, you know, lean forward, lean back, lean side to side. Find a place where your feet are nice and centered and the pressure is even on the ground, and then you can start your lift. It's just gonna make everything up the chain work so much better. And you know, that plus the long spine cue, like these cover 90+% of all form issues on most exercises, guys.